shadows linger just beyond the edges of the everyday, one podcast dares to open the cabinet of the unknown. The Shadow Frequency invites you into a realm of cryptids, conspiracies, hauntings, and mysteries that refuse to stay buried. Each episode, host Matt Wilson and producer Juniper Ravenwood sift through the eerie files of the unexplained, uncovering chilling encounters, listener stories, and whispers from the dark. Step closer, if you dare, and tune in to the Shadow Frequency.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, Matt, I just put out something wrapped in animal hide. It's old, and there are claw marks across it. I don't think this was in here yesterday.
Juniper, please tell me that's not moving.
No, not moving. But I swear it feels warm, like it was just alive.
Great, just what we need. A cursed werewolf pelt in the file cabinet. Go ahead and slide that back in there before the full moon gets any ideas.
All right, putting it away. Ugh. Oh, here's what we actually need. Tonight's episode folder. Episode 213, Beasts Beneath the Blood Moon, The History of Werewolves.
Perfect. From medieval legends to terrifying folklore that still haunts us under the silver glow of the moon. Get ready, because we're going deep into the shadowy lore of the werewolf. And remember,
see you in the shadows.
You're tuned to the Shadow Frequency, where the veil between the living and the unknown grows thin. Strange whispers, hidden truths, and things best left in the dark await. Hosted by Matt Wilson, produced by Juniper Ravenwood. Featuring Chris Beach. Let's step in to the shadows.
Good evening, listeners, and welcome to the shadowed corners of the Shadow Frequency. Tonight, we slink into the fog-draped history of werewolves, creatures born of moonlight and madness, their howls echoing through centuries of terror. From ancient myths to blood-soaked trials, the werewolf has called its way into our nightmares. But are these tales merely stories, or something far older, pacing just beyond the firelight?
Oh, Juniper, you're pulling us straight into the deep end tonight. I can already feel the moonlight itching under my skin.
Better keep those clothes in check, Matt. Let's see what dark secrets you've got for us. Take it away.
All right, Juniper, thanks for digging into the file cabinet and unearthing this beastly case. Tonight, we're opening a file stained with blood and moonlight, the history of werewolves. Let's start at the beginning, in the shadowed groves of ancient Greece. The poet Ovid, in his Metamorphoses, tells of King Lycaon, a ruler so vile he dared to serve human flesh to the god Zeus. Enraged, Zeus cursed Lycaon, twisting his body into that of a wolf, his hands sprouting claws, his jaws dripping with hunger. This wasn't just a punishment, it was the birth of a legend. Lycaon, the first werewolf, doomed to roam under the full moon, half man, half beast. But the Greeks weren't alone. In ancient Rome, the lupus, the wolf, was both revered and feared. Farmers whispered of men who shed their skin at night, running with packs under Luna's glow. Across the sea, Norse sagas spoke of berserkers, warriors who donned wolf pelts and fought with feral rage, as if possessed by the spirit of the beast itself. Were these just metaphors for savagery, or something more primal? Fast forward to medieval Europe. where the werewolf took on a darker shape. The full moon became a harbinger of terror, and villages huddled in fear of men cursed to transform. In France, the loup-garou stalked the forests, blamed for mutilated livestock and missing children. The church, ever watchful, saw the devil's hand in these tales. By the 15th century, werewolf trials rivaled those of witches. In 1521, Pierre Bourgeot and Michael Verdun, two Frenchmen, were burned at the stake after confessing, under torture, to making pacts with demons, smearing their bodies with ointments that turned them into wolves. Their confessions were vivid. Sprinting through the night, tearing flesh, howling at the moon. The court records describe their eyes wild and yellow, glinting with something inhuman. And then there's the case of Peter Stump, the so-called werewolf of Bedburg in 1589. Stump claimed a magical belt allowed him to shift into a wolf, slaughtering dozens in the German countryside. His execution was gruesome: flayed, broken on a wheel, beheaded. The belt never found, but the story spread, fueling panic. Were these confessions coerced, or did something truly monstrous prowl those woods? The werewolf wasn't just a European terror. In the Americas, indigenous legends spoke of skinwalkers, shamans who could take the form of wolves, their eyes glowing in the dark. In Africa, tales of were-hyenas carried similar dread, men shifting into beasts to prey on the unwary. Everywhere the same thread, a human, cursed or chosen, crossing into the wild unknown. What makes these stories so chilling is their persistence. Century after century, culture after culture, the werewolf endures, a shadow of our own duality perhaps. Are we all just one moonlit night away from unleashing the beast within? Imagine it, a quiet village, 1600s France. The moon hangs heavy, full and red. A scream pierces the night. In the morning, they find tracks, too large for a wolf, too human to be a beast, and in the center of the village square, a single claw mark carved into stone. That claw mark, Juniper, it makes you wonder what's really out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, Matt, I'm not sure I want to know. Those tracks give me chills. What's next?
Let's hand it over to you, Juniper, and see what's brewing in the shadows.
Well, listeners, I hope you're holding up out there after that dive into werewolf lore. That's got me checking under my bed for claw marks tonight. We're only halfway through, and there's more to unravel about these moonlit monsters. What do you think? Tall tales or something stalking closer to truth? Stick around for the second half where Matt digs even deeper. Right now, let's pass it to Chris Beach for a quick word.
Sure, Juniper. Quick reminder, folks. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow the Shadow Frequency on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and any podcast app you use. Our home base is shadowfrequencypodcast.com. You can stream every episode there, read our new Shadow blog posts, grab some paranormal merch, and even drop us a voicemail. Let us know where you're listening from, and we just might play it on an upcoming show. And if you're enjoying what we do and want to help out, consider buying us a coffee. We truly appreciate the support. Back over to Juniper.
Thanks so much, Chris. All right, time to fire up the spectral cosmic message materializer. Flipping the switches now. Ooh, something flickering through the void. A ghostly note caught in the ether.
Message retrieved from the void.
Let's crack it open and see what one of our listeners has sent us. All right, says, hi, Matt and Juniper. My name's Caroline from Vermont, and I just wanted to let you both know how much I love the Shadow Frequency. I usually listen in the evenings while I'm cooking dinner, and it's become kind of a ritual for me. The eerie vibe mixed with the stories makes it feel like I've got spooky company in the kitchen. I tune in on Spotify, and I've already gone back through a bunch of older episodes because I just can't get enough. You guys have a way of making the strange and mysterious feel so alive that I honestly look forward to every new release. Keep shadows coming. This show has definitely earned a permanent spot in my listening routine. All the best, Caroline from Vermont. Oh, well, Caroline, I'm picturing you stirring a pot of soup with a werewolf lurking just outside your kitchen window. Hope that doesn't ruin the vibe. Thanks for the love, and we're thrilled to be your spooky kitchen companions. And as far as listening to the older episodes, you can go back far enough you can tell how we've tried to improve the podcast. Hopefully we have over the time. Keep those messages coming, folks, to shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. All right, Matt, back to you for more Moonlit Madness.
Thanks, Juniper and Chris, and a big thanks to Caroline for that awesome note. Now let's sink our teeth back into the history of werewolves. As we move into the modern era, the werewolf shifts from a figure of village terror to a cultural icon. The 19th century brought Gothic literature, and with it, the werewolf found new life. Stories like George W.M. Reynolds' Wagner the Werewolf painted lycanthropes as tragic figures, cursed by fate, torn between man and monster. By the 20th century, Hollywood sank its claws in. Films like The Wolfman in 1941 gave us Lon Chaney Jr.'s Larry Talbot, a man doomed by a bite, his transformation under the full moon a spectacle of horror and pity. But let's linger on those transformations. The old tales describe agony, bones cracking, skin splitting, a man's scream twisting into a howl. Modern effects made it visceral, fur sprouting, jaws elongating, eyes burning yellow. It's no wonder the werewolf became a staple of horror, tapping into our fear of losing control, of becoming something other. Yet there's a question we can't ignore. Could some of these stories have a rational explanation? In medieval Europe, serial killers like Peter Stump may have been scapegoats, their crimes exaggerated into supernatural tales to explain the unexplainable. Medical conditions like hypertrichosis, excessive hair growth, or porphyria, which can cause light sensitivity and erratic behavior, might have fueled accusations of lycanthropy. Even mass hysteria whipped up by fear of the unknown could turn a troubled soul into a werewolf in the eyes of a panicked village. But let's not dismiss the shadows so quickly. In 1987, a small town in rural Wisconsin reported a series of sightings. A hulking fur-covered figure with a wolf-like face spotted near a forest under a full moon. Locals called it the Beast of Bray Road. Witnesses swore it stood upright, its eyes glowing, before vanishing into the trees. No evidence was found, no tracks, no fur, but the stories persist, whispered in bars and around campfires. And then there's the folklore that refuses to die. In parts of Eastern Europe, even today, some villagers leave offerings, raw meat, silver coins, at the edge of the woods when the moon is full. They say it keeps the wolves, human or otherwise, at bay. What if the werewolf isn't just a story? What if it's a memory, encoded in our collective psyche, of something ancient, something that hunted us when we were still prey? The moon still rises, after all, and the woods are still dark. Picture this, a lone hiker, 21st century, deep in the Carpathian Mountains. His flashlight flickers out. The air grows cold, and then, from the trees, a low growl. Not quite animal, not quite human. He runs, but the moon is full. That growl, Juniper, it's the kind of sound that makes you question everything.
Okay, Matt, I'll admit that's creepy, but serial killers? Medical conditions?
Yeah.
Maybe our imaginations are just running wild.
Maybe. Let's toss it to you, Juniper, for the wrap-up.
Thanks for joining us on this moonlit journey into the shadow frequency. If you got your own tales of the strange and supernatural, you can send them our way, shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. You can check out more eerie goodness at shadowfrequencypodcast.com. .com as well. Plus, find us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, for all things shadowy. We'll be back soon with another strange case to keep you up at night. Matt, you want to say goodnight?
Sleep tight and watch the moon.
Good night, everyone. Stay curious and stay in the shadows.
This episode was produced with a commitment to exploring the unexplained while grounding our discussion in documented discoveries. All interpretations are speculative and intended for entertainment purposes.